Welcome to the Oligo News. The U.S. military airstrikes in Yemen, which have sparked global concerns. The Houthi rebels have strongly condemned these attacks, calling them a war crime, and vowing retaliation. In this detailed report, we'll break down everything you need to know, from the U.S. airstrikes and Houthi response to the wider impact on Middle East security, Red Sea trade routes, and global diplomacy. Stay tuned as we uncover the full story. The conflict between the Houthi rebels and the US-led coalition has been escalating for months. The Houthis, backed by Iran, have repeatedly targeted shipping vessels in the Red Sea, disrupting international trade. This prompted the US military to respond with a series of intense airstrikes on March 15. The strikes, ordered by President Donald Trump in his second term, aimed to destroy key Houthi military installations. These included radar systems, missile launchers, and air defense systems, all crucial to the Houthis' regional influence. The US airstrikes in Yemen involved powerful fighter jets like the F/A-18 Hornets and F-16s, known for their precision and firepower. The coordinated assault targeted multiple Houthi strongholds, causing significant destruction. Reports indicate that the airstrikes resulted in multiple casualties. According to Al Jazeera, at least 23 people were killed, while pro-Hezbollah sources claimed the death toll had reached 39. These conflicting reports highlight the complexity of the situation on the ground. The U.S. Defense Department described the strikes as a necessary measure to safeguard Red Sea trade routes, which are vital for global commerce. The targeted sites were allegedly being used by the Houthis to attack international shipping lanes, threatening regional stability. In response, the Houthi Political Bureau condemned the strikes, labeling them a war crime. The group also issued a stern warning, stating that the Yemeni armed forces are fully prepared to respond with force. Their statement, "Escalation will be met with escalation," has raised fears of further violence in the region. The Houthis, who control large parts of northern Yemen, have previously shown their ability to strike back with powerful missile attacks and drone strikes. With tensions rising, concerns are growing about the possibility of a broader conflict that could further destabilize the Middle East. Following the airstrikes, US officials emphasized that this was just the beginning. They warned that additional strikes could follow if the Houthis continue to threaten global trade and maritime security. The Pentagon stated that these military actions are part of a larger strategy to counter Iranian influence in the region and protect international shipping lanes. The US military's actions were also seen as a direct message to Iran, which has been accused of supplying the Houthis with advanced weaponry, including drones and ballistic missiles. By targeting key Houthi installations, the US military aims to weaken Iran's influence in Yemen and curb its expansionist ambitions in the Middle East. The Red Sea is a crucial trade route, connecting Asia to Europe. Over 12% of global trade passes through this vital waterway. Attacks by the Houthi rebels have disrupted shipping, causing delays, increased insurance costs, and rising fuel prices. With these latest US airstrikes, tensions are expected to escalate further, potentially worsening the security situation in the region. Shipping companies have already been forced to reroute vessels, increasing travel time and raising operational costs. Experts warn that prolonged instability in the Red Sea could trigger global economic concerns, impacting everything from oil prices to supply chain efficiency. Countries around the world are closely monitoring the situation. Saudi Arabia, which has long opposed the Houthi rebels, expressed support for the US airstrikes, calling them a necessary step to restore peace and security in the region. Meanwhile, Russia, China, and Iran criticized the strikes, warning that military aggression could worsen the humanitarian crisis in Yemen, where millions are already suffering from food shortages and displacement. The conflict in Yemen has already claimed thousands of lives and displaced millions. Humanitarian organizations are urging all parties to prioritize peace talks and prevent further civilian casualties. The recent US airstrikes have intensified concerns about worsening conditions. In Yemen, aid agencies warn that critical infrastructure like hospitals, schools, and supply routes may suffer further damage, worsening the humanitarian crisis. The international community is calling for diplomatic efforts to de-escalate tensions and restore stability. As tensions rise, experts believe the situation could unfold in several ways. 1. Increased military escalation. The Houthis may respond with missile strikes or drone attacks targeting U.S. military assets or Saudi Arabian infrastructure. 2. Diplomatic efforts. Global leaders may push for peace talks to prevent further bloodshed. 3. Economic impact. The ongoing conflict could increase global oil prices, disrupt trade, and create uncertainty in financial markets. The U.S. airstrikes in Yemen have added a new layer of complexity to an already volatile region. With the Houthis vowing retaliation and U.S. officials warning of further strikes, the coming weeks will be critical in determining the future of Middle East security and global trade stability. Stay tuned to our channel as we continue to provide updates on this developing situation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed about the latest international news. For English news, you can also visit our news website www.theoligo.com. Thank you for your valuable time.